So just over a year ago, I bought this, the new iPad Pro 2019. I know there's now a 2020 iPad Pro as well, but they're practically the same. Here's why so far it's been a bit of a waste of money. Typing on it has been a real pain in the backside, especially since I haven't bought the £160 iPad keyboard. Come on, after paying £700 on the iPad, and having spent £240 on Apple Pencil so far, I wasn't keen on spending much more money. Also, the £160 Apple keyboard that's been available for the iPad isn't really the most intuitive to use. Between typing and using the touchscreen, you have to, lift your fingers off the keyboard to use a touchscreen, which I would say isn't the most fluid of things. As someone who uses a laptop to type a lot, I'm used to having the keyboard and the trackpad in close proximity. The Apple Pencil is cool and works quite well, but it's extremely limiting when it comes to needing to type very quickly. I realise that it's all fun being able to write on an iPad during lectures and during my revision sessions. However, sometimes I just want to type an email really quickly, and so far this £700 has let me down a lot on that. If I want to type an email really quickly, then the thing I turn to is my laptop or my phone. It's far easier to type on. The screen on this latest iPad is also extremely delicate, even with a case. Maybe you can see if you look closely, but I cracked this screen within a month of having this iPad. And as a consequence, I've been super paranoid about using it as much as I'd like to. Simply put, it's not as rugged as something like a MacBook, which is enclosed in an aluminium case. Anyway, a few months ago, Apple released the new Magic Keyboard, which looks like it might solve the so far useless nature of this arguably £700 break. I saw the Apple commercial and I was pretty convinced. It's got a trackpad, apparently it's got a very good keyboard, and fairly good adjustment options, which means the iPad is floating in the air at a far more convenient and manageable eye level. But it costs £300, and so I thought, given that I've already spent nearly £1,000 in this thing, I should get one of those things to make this a useful device for my medical school studies. So I received this package from Amazon today, and let's see if I can solve the problem of my unused iPad Pro. There we go. £300 apparently. Let's take a look. How on earth do you open this? First impressions? Not too bad. It's actually a very sturdy build. Let's get my iPad out and let's stick it. So I've been using a case from Amazon so far for it. This is what the iPad looks like without the case. Now this Magic Keyboard, although it's got the bigger cutout for the newer iPad Pro, it also works with the first generation. So, right, this is connected. Hopefully you guys can see. Oh gosh, and it connected automatically. First impressions, actually, it's working fantastically well. Very smooth, very intuitive. Let's go to notes and try typing something. Hello, my name is Sen, and I am running a YouTube channel. Nice. Let's go in Duolingo to see whether we can use it much faster than... Right, let's do an exercise on colours. I actually like how responsive the mouse is. It's a very, very nice experience. It's a smooth surface. Okay, girl, Mädchen, green, grün, exactly, genau, big, groß, around, T is colourless. Nice. Let's turn the volume up a bit.
Ihr Hals ist rot.
Nice. Obviously, I'm just getting used to
Farbe ist grün.
how fast the mouse
Die
moves.
Farbe ist grün.
Die Farbe ist grün. Nice. Anyway, testing aside, talking about the device itself, it does seem quite sturdy in terms of position. I do like how you can tilt it, which means you can use it in a variety of different circumstances. I wonder how far you can actually turn this. If you haven't noticed, I'm quite rough with my devices. I don't know, a bit too strong maybe. Feels very, very sturdy. It feels like a heavy diary, if you sort of understand what I mean. I like the feel of it quite a lot, actually. I'm not too sure as to how much protection the edge will get. The case doesn't provide too much overlapping protection there. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with this. £300. We'll have to see. Jeez, this is quite fiddly to open. Oh, that's the wrong side. So you can see as to how fiddly this is. Now, how does this open? Let's work this out. So you have it like this. It requires two hands to prise open, which is a bit surprising. That's actually quite cool. It unlocked as soon as I opened. So I guess once you get used to it, you can sort of... I'm like battling an iPad to open it. Yeah, it seems pretty sturdy to me. Oh, that's not good at all. Right, so it seems like the magnets aren't exactly the strongest of things. Because as you saw, slipped off quite easily. So I might need to be careful with that. And especially because I don't have a case on this, if I'm walking around and I just pull it off, the iPad could go hitting the floor. Let's look out for that then. But let's give it a shake. That's pretty good. I do like how there's a USB charging port just there, which means I can just plug in my charging cable in the side and it charges. That's quite nice. Oh, there is like a backlit keyboard as well. Quite intuitive to use and I'm pretty happy so far. Let's try and type quickly. Okay, fairly accurate. Scroll was really nice actually. And this is far nicer to use than having to type and then touch the screen, type then touch the screen. But I'm sure I can get used to it. But just having this keyboard and the trackpad makes it more of a laptop experience. And as you may have noticed, Apple are trying to sell the fact that the iPad eventually, for many people who don't need a full-fledged laptop, it should replace a laptop. So yeah, this is definitely a step towards it, and hopefully it will be a useful addition to my medical school studies. I'll make another update video in 2-3 weeks' time to let you know what I think of it, or whether I've just added an extra £300 to what has been so far a £700 waste of money. Hopefully I can start using apps like Photoshop on here as opposed to on my computer and start doing more admin work on this, because since this is now quite compact, I'd prefer carrying this around compared to my 15-inch MacBook Pro. So yeah, looking forward to it, and let's see what the future brings. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing kind of initial review video. If you are out there looking for an iPad, then as I mentioned, without this keyboard, it's been pretty useless other than being a fancy thing to watch Netflix on. The pencil's, again, kind of good, but not really practical enough to justify £800. I'd rather put an extra £200 down and buy myself a MacBook. But with this new keyboard edition, I think the iPad might just have a chance of redeeming itself. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. If you haven't yet done so, go follow my Instagram, and that's where you can catch up to my daily shenanigans. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys soon in the next video. Cheerio.